Well, look here. Guess who's number one in the Nielsen ratings again?
97.7.
All righty, folks, we're back with you. We got two things going on at one time. We got a Fox News contributor, Dion Baia. Good morning. How are you?
Good. How about you, sir? How's everything?
Man, it's wide open. And we also got a caller on the line who has won the birthday tickets. Who do we got, Packy? Hello?
Hello,
Hey, who is this?
it's Janet.
Hey, Janet. Happy birthday to you, young lady.
Thank you. It's me from the fruit stand.
I know who you are from Hiwassee Fruit Stand, I'll guarantee
Yeah,
it.
she always donates for the toys for the kids.
Yes, she does. I
Events.
guarantee it. Gives a large donation to that every year. We sure appreciate her listening, no doubt about it. You want to ride horses or you want to play golf, girl, at the world-famous Brasstown Valley Resort?
Ooh, horses sounds fun to me.
We got them right now, and they want you to come over there when it's pouring down in the rain. That's the best time. So anyway, all right, girl, happy birthday to you.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you all.
There you go.
Happy birthday.
Hey, that's from Dion. That's pretty cool. Get wished a happy birthday.
Mm-hmm.
How you been, man?
Good. How about yourself? Happy Friday.
Yeah, I know that's it, man. I guarantee it. You know, it's kind of a happy Friday, but it's a little sad, man, that Meatloaf passed away.
I know. I did see that. That is terrible. I got the pleasure of meeting him in 2009, and he was a very, very nice guy, and it's such a loss. It's very sad.
Well, now, where was
Very,
you at?
very
Where
sad.
was you at when you met him in 09?
He came on Hannity's show, so I got to meet him there. I mic'd him up, and we chatted. And it's funny, during the segment, Sean's mic died in the middle of the segment, so I had to sneak up there and try to take the mic off of him. And then Sean started whacking my hand away.
Right.
And we went to break, and then I was like, "Why are you whacking my hand away?" He's like, "I didn't know what you were doing." And then Meatloaf started laughing. He's like, "If the guy's coming up to you in the middle of the segment, you must know something's gone wrong. He's not stealing your wallet."
Yeah.
So it was a very funny time. Yeah. So he was very nice. I got a picture with him, and he was a pleasure. He was very, very a nice gentleman.
I don't know
Meatloaf.
if you know Trey Corey or not from the Huckabee Show.
I might if I see him.
Well, he's actually the band leader. He's a guy that does the,
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah.
I think the last performance that Meatloaf done was on the show with Trey Corey. And the guitar that Meatloaf played, he signed and give it to Trey. And Trey said he had it. I talked to him this morning and said it's got it hanging in his office. That would be cool. Would that not be awesome?
Oh, yeah. That'd be fantastic having that hanging up there. That'd be really, really awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, hey, tell these folks what you do. I cut up about being Fox News contributor, but you actually, that's kind of where you're at, right?
Yeah, I my day job there is I'm an audio guy where I put the mics on people, and then I sometimes do go on the other side of the camera on Neil Cavuto's show, whoever will have me. And then on the side, I've written a couple books off of screenplays that I have written that I adapted. And then also I act a little bit. I've been in the 2 John Schneider movies, Stand On It, and the new one, Poker Run, which just came out this past November on Black Friday.
Yeah. Now I've watched both of them. Them are so funny. I think Poker Run is funnier than Stand On It. And
It's very meta. It's almost like a mad world where it's breaking that fourth wall where people, it's like we know within the movie that it's a movie, and it's all very, and then we reference the first movie, and then, the actors, some of them change in the movie. And John's got a third one he's writing that we're going to be filming in April called Double or Nothing. So that'll become a trilogy. And I don't know what that's going to pay homage to at that time, if it'll be a tribute of something else, because Stand On It was a tribute to Smokey and the Bandit, of course.
Right.
And then Poker Run was a tribute to Gator, Cannonball Run, in kind of a mad world. So I don't know what the third one's going to be. If it's just going to be like, Smokey and the Bandit 2 or 3 or some of Bert's 80s career. Who knows, like Hooper or something.
Yeah, there you go. That'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be cool. We interviewed, I can't remember who it was that was on the Cannonball Run, and they said they had so much fun on the Cannonball Run that they actually didn't finish the movie, and they had to edit it with scenes they'd shot to finish the movie because everybody was so
Having
sideways.
Too good of a time there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine being on that set because everyone's going to be imbibing and having such a good time. It seems like they're having so much fun in front of the camera than behind. And I got to meet Terry Bradshaw a couple times when he's come to do Thursday Night Football, and I'm not really a football guy, but I'm like, I've loved you in Cannonball Run, and he's laughing at that,
Yeah.
So I'm asking him all questions about, hanging out with Bert and doing stuff. And then I actually gave him a copy of Stand On It in November when I saw him. I was like, I was in John's movie, and Mr. Schneider, and here's the movie, and he was excited because it was shot in Louisiana, and he
Right.
likes Louisiana, so Yeah, it's great. All those movies. That's what I grew up on, and that's kind of also helped me get that role as the junior, as the Jackie Gleason's son, the idiot sheriff's son in the movie, or the idiot son to the sheriff, because of my just fascination, and I loved those movies growing up.
Oh yeah, and that was a fun part you had. There's no doubt. Daddy get my hat.
That's what John needs to do is get Terry Bradshaw in the next movie.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Ooh.
That would be really, really great. And Terry's such a great guy. I mean, he's one of these people who will stop and just sign autographs, throw footballs with the kids or people in the crowds. He's very, very nice. So that'd be fantastic if John was able to get him and to do something like that. That'd be really cool.
I've got a tribute room to him in my house now.
You do?
Yeah, since my kids moved out, I got a naked room.
And then that's the you pick Terry. It just Terry's your.
Remember he was in the movie where he had
rotate, or is it just one?
No, wait. You have a naked room that's full of Terry Bradshaw. That's
no. He had. Don't you remember the movie he had? And he's like,
I thought you said you get naked in a room.
That's what I thought.
Pretty much, all by myself.
Except for Terry.
This is going to get really good soon. You got plastic down everywhere too. You're like, why you got plastic over the rugs?
Yeah, golly. Don't you remember the movie though where Terry Bradshaw was in there and he had the naked ring? Wasn't it Terry Bradshaw that had the?
I think honestly don't know, Stephen.
Yeah. So I know, John. They're planning the Bow Extravaganza. I think they shoot some of that movie there, so he must have to have this thing done before that takes off.
Yeah, usually we'll be shooting around that, and then leading up to Bo's Extravaganza, which is going to be this April. I don't know what the date. It might be the 23rd that weekend. Right. But usually he'll shoot the crowd sequences around that, so everybody who shows up and goes to Bo's will be able to participate or be in the movie, while they're filming. So that's always fun, meeting everybody, hanging out, and then being a part in the movie. First year I was there during Bo's, I fractured my clavicle doing a stunt on one of the cars, and then last year it was fantastic. I got to see everybody like that, and then this year it sounds like it'll be really fun too.
Y'all look like y'all have so much fun. I told them I want to just come hang out and watch y'all do your thing because, honestly, I don't see how you get anything done because everybody's just having so much fun.
Well, that's kind of how it was last year. I was sitting meeting people, and he was just off. John was off with somebody who looked like me in my outfit, just filming stuff that he didn't need me for. And then he'd come back. He's like, "Oh, we shot it." I was like, "Oh, if you told me, I would have came because we were just having so much fun." And then the year before, 2020, because of COVID, it got postponed, and John had it in July. Right. And gosh, Louisiana in July, you have not until you go down, and it's just so humidity. I mean, I had a 3-piece suit on, and it was 70 suit, and it was so hot during the in between takes. They were taking my jacket off, and the lining was ripping out because it was sticking to my skin. It was so hot, and humid. It's humid. Yeah, it's incredibly humid down there. So the entire back half of that movie, stand on it. My face is just red. It looks like I'm flustered with the, just I have some sort of skin issue, but it's just because I was so sweaty and hot.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Now let me ask you something else. I mean, you've got this the movie. You got the book Morris P.I.
Yes.
And I know Geraldo Rivera promoted your book, and you actually lost sales.
Geraldo's a fantastically fabulous man who has so many legendary stories. And my earliest memory of Geraldo is I watched with my parents the night of Al Capone's vault. Right. So it's so weird to watch him be so attentive and into it. And then, seeing that happen and go down, and then many years later working with him and just being able to just mess around with him and chat with him. And he's a fantastic, fantastic human being. And it is funny that, I was getting comments when he held it up on the 5. They're like, "I'm not going to buy that trash." I was just promoting it. And I was like, "Oh, come on." Because when Dana, she held up my first book, Blood in the Streets, which was a 70s cop movie. In 2018 when that came up, and it shot up to very, very high, and people were I got some great sales from that. And then when I had him do it on the 5 again, Geraldo said I'd do it, and I was like, "Oh, thank you so much, Geraldo." And then when he did it, people were like, in the comments they were like, "Screw you," or whatever the heck, blah 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 blah, and I was like, "Oh gosh, I'm sorry, Geraldo's so great, but just people are so divided." They really take it's almost like wrestling. They take it to heart, like people are heels and stuff, like they're really getting mad and.
Wait a minute, they're not talking. They're not in wrestling. Wrestling's real, brother. That's real.
I know. That's what I mean. But it's like just the back and forth, the animosity until the next day someone's he's no longer the heel, now he's the good guy or whatever.
Right.
It's just
Oh,
it's
by
just
the way,
very
if you
funny
want to pick up one of Dion's books, I'm looking right now. You can pick them up on Amazon.
Yes, they're available
Yeah.
on paperback, ebook, and audiobook. And Morris P.I. is kind of like a detective, private detective in the 40s, very gritty film noir, very much like an Indiana Jones for the 21st century, very fun, and it's a historical fiction. And then Blood in the Streets, as I said, is also, it's kind of like a 70s cop movie if you like Dirty Harry, Bullet, Kojak, also historical fiction.
Oh, I love that kind of stuff, no doubt. Talk about Geraldo.
It's hard to market, it's hard to like, and tell me in one word or one sentence what the book's about. You're like, because they were based off of screenplays that I'd written, so it's kind of hard saying, they're about A, B, or C.
When you say film noir, though, I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm a fan of that.
What is it?
Maltese Falcon,
Dark
that kind
film.
of 40s private detective thing, and it's like a Rocketeer or like Chinatown, those kind of movies. So I'm sorry. What were you saying, Steve, about Geraldo?
I reckon, back when he was doing all that investigative reports, remember like years ago, I mean, he would go in there and break in and do all this stuff.
Well, I mean, you got to remember, not you personally, I mean, everybody, but I mean, he exposed Willowbrook, which was this horribly terrible place on Staten Island in New York, outside of New York City, that were housing people like, with autism, on the spectrum, mentally ill, Down syndrome, severe Down syndrome. And he broke in there at night and got in there and saw the deplorable conditions. And I think he was one of the people who really showed awareness of what was happening in the country to our mentally ill, especially, I mean, the people who, with Down syndrome or severely autistic. And, people were just putting them away into an institution, never thinking of them again. And it was sad, the conditions that they were in. So, no matter what you think of Geraldo here or there over the years, I mean, God bless him for, he exposed what was going on with our government and all that with the Willowbrook.
And it was horrific.
It's something you should really look up.
It is. It's from the early 70s, and it's on YouTube, and it was horrific. And I remember as a kid seeing this and just not believing that people could be put in those conditions.
Well, what I was going to say is actually the camera crew.
People can go research, and that really made his career.
The camera crew that he used actually was Lewis Bailey back in the day, Sharpshooters, which actually lives right here in Young Harris. So he was in on all that, and he's got some neat stories to tell about that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, and then you talk about Geraldo. Geraldo has all these crazy stories. You ask him this or that. Oh, when I was hanging out here, when I was at the Playboy Mansion, when I was this or that. So it's like you always can mine him for a good story. So whenever I'm standing there next to him, I try not to annoy him. I'm like, tell me something other fun thing that happened to you, or this or that, hanging out and being in this movie or that movie, or hanging out with these people, or because he also was an usher at the Sly and Family Stone wedding. At the Garden, and he did the big concert. I think because of Willowbrook, they did a benefit concert with Yoko and the Plastic Fantastic Band with John Lennon and all that. The big old, they brought Clapton back. I think it was during the time when Clapton was not playing in the 70s because he was suffering from a heroin addiction. So, he had some very formative stuff going on.
So now, have you got any more books you're writing? I mean, what's going on with the book deal?
Yeah, the idea always was I went to film school and then I wrote a bunch of screenplays with the hope of getting them made, and then nothing's happened. So it's really hard. So I turned two of the screenplays into books. The first one being the Blood in the Streets, the 70s cop movie. The second one was the private detective, Morris P.I., The Men from Ice House 4. And then now since they've been popular and it's been great to put stuff out like that, I'm writing a third one now, which is going to be a sequel to the first Blood in the Streets. It'll be takes place right after that first book happens in New Haven, where I'm from. So it's a sequel to the 70s police book.
Well, that's gonna be
and
cool.
It's kind of relevant nowadays because of all the stuff going on with law enforcement and how they're being treated, as well as the perceptions of them, and kind of the hard deal they get for various reasons, and how a lot of people have used them for political purposes. So that should be fun, but it takes me so gosh darn long to write these things. It may take me just a year because I'm so slow. I'm always, it just takes me so long to research it all because they're historical fictions. They take place in a real era with real politics going on at the time to make them more realistic. And then to sit down and write it all, geez, it just takes me so long because it just, I'm like this. I'm like, one finger at a time.
Hunt and pecker, man. That's me. Yeah, I guarantee you.
I'm still analog, I still speak loud on long distance, so I'm just, I'm terrible when it comes to technology.
Well, man, we have got to get to a breakdown. It's always great to talk to you, man. No doubt.
Always a pleasure coming on WJUL. Thank you so very much for the time, and thank you for the pleasure. It's always great to talk to you both again.
Hopefully we'll see you down at Bo's Extravaganza, man. We'll be looking for you there.
Yeah, that'll be fantastic. Happy Friday, everybody. And then again, God bless, rest easy, Meatloaf. Such a terrible day for that.
There you go. All right, man, you take care.
Thank you. Thank you both. Have a great day.
Thank you for spending a little time with us. And remember, you can tune in every morning at WJULradio.com at 8 a.m. Eastern. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel and like us on Facebook, The Morning Dish.